Okay, people, so in case you've been living under a rock and you don't know, Hunter x Hunter recently went right back on hiatus, and the manga was announced that it would no longer be weekly, which was a travesty in and of itself because, dog, it's been a tradition for Hunter x Hunter, man. It's been in weekly Shonen Jump. Like, at the end of the day, on top of the fact that we just came back a couple of months ago, I believe it returned in, October, and we're already going back on break. It's kind of like, wow. Not to mention the fact that we had weeks upon weeks of Togashi kind of going MIA on the author comments and having his staff member Tanehana pretty much giving it up on, hey, this is what's happening right now, little behind the scenes stuff. And then on top of that, the official announcement as well for Hunter x Hunter going on hiatus and pretty much no longer being weekly by Shonen Jump. Again, had no real word from Togashi. So I was like, what's happening here, dog? Like, come on already. This is honestly a mess. And completely understandable in terms of a lot of this has to do with a man's health, and I totally put that at the forefront of everything. But nevertheless, in terms of releases, at this point Hunter x Hunter is starting to shrink more and more down to a niche audience of following. Like, unless this big change and Togashi is really going to stick with it happens, it's going to be just an absolute shrinkage of the fandom, of really just the hardcores are going to stick there because we just got back, now we're switching over. This could be an incredible thing on the flip side of it of, yo, dog, we might finally have, for the first time in history since like damn near the beginning of the series, Hunter x Hunter being released regularly. And that's something that I'm very much so excited about, of like, okay, maybe it could be safe to put our feet in the water, because at that point, I'm gonna keep it real. If it returns and it's like, hey, it's going to be monthly in Jump Plus, and he starts going on hiatus again, that's when it's like, all right, come on, dog, like, enough is enough. I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of people would argue that it's already been enough is enough, and some people might even say that, yo, just watch, let's see how long Togashi can keep this up when it does return on some sort of regular basis before going on hiatus, or they're going to do it on a very irregular release schedule in terms of like, maybe it'll be like, hey, you get one chapter in March, and then maybe a few months after on some, like, again, more berserkish Kentaro Miura, how you get a few chapters every year. Maybe they'll go in that direction as well. I know there's some people out there that would love for it to go the Burn the Witch direction in terms of seasonal releases of like, hey, here's the yearly 10 chapters or something like that. That would be interesting and also a possible approach. But nevertheless, again, a lot of this, talk left me thinking, well, damn, Togashi, you just came back, you was really active and on a roll, and you immediately just disappear from the spotlight. Do you got anything to say about this? Like, are you okay? Like, is your health like really that bad? Like, what's up? Well, apparently for the final author comment in Weekly Shonen Jump's reader survey, Togashi gave his whole take on this situation with Weekly Shonen Jump, saying that Hunter x Hunter will no longer be weekly and that they're going to figure out what it's going to be doing with the future of its releases. Let's read. Hunter x Hunter, Yoshihiro Togashi. This is Togashi. I'm currently trying to figure out how to keep the manga going without causing so much stress to everyone who helps me out. I want to point out something, that this entire Hunter x Hunter return with Togashi has definitely felt like they wanted to push forth the message to dispel all of the rumors and the words circulating of, yo, Togashi finally has help. Even in his final statement in his weekly Shonen Jump run with Hunter x Hunter, he puts in there like, yo, I got a lot of people helping me out. So that's to definitely clarify, dog, like, he's no longer just this lone vagabond, which, for better or worse, if this is 100% legit, then that is really dope. I think it's really awesome and shows growth within even a legend like Togashi to finally accept that, I know me personally, by myself, I'm never going to be able to get this done. Maybe also in light of the untimely passing of the late great Kentaro Miura, maybe that also woke Togashi up of like, if I just keep at it, diddle-daddling, something bad could happen, and this story that people love and I poured many years into will go unfinished. Let me figure something out. And maybe initially he tried to return to weekly. Maybe there was pressures that he just really couldn't deal with, because it looked like he came with the scripts and he came and started doing rough storyboards, and then that's where the process continued from there. Because again, he said also, or I believe it was staff member Tanehana, that he's had these 30 something chapters or 30 chapters for like 4 years now. So there's a lot to be said there of like, well, maybe he tried to come back and things didn't really work out, and moving forward forward, we may have enough content to play with to do again a seasonal release. Like if they do like this is 1 volume a year confirmed every January you're getting Hunter x Hunter, then that might push things, or at least 2 volumes. Like let's just say every January to May or June, boom, that's where you get Hunter x Hunter chapters, and then the other half of the year is off so that he can regroup or something along the lines of that. Either way, it just seems like this whole Hunter x Hunter situation is like, it initially feels jarring because like, oh, come the fuck on already, Togashi. Like, oh, come on, bro, what are we doing here? But at the same time, I think in the long haul of things, if this amounts to, again, a regular release schedule, regardless of the platform, regardless of how much longer it takes to come back again, I think this is for the best. And right now with Togashi saying that, coming out and speaking out as well about the whole situation, is that he feels like he's also stressing everyone out, because you got to imagine Shonen Jump is trying their best to provide, the, hey, Togashi, it's okay, we're here for you, whatever you need, and he's probably needing a lot, and it's probably, again, mounting to those health issues that he's been suffering from since even back in the Yu Yu Hakusho days that left him hospitalized. But at the very least, I'm glad he came out before this whole big break and said something so that we know, like, okay, it's definitely returning. There's nothing major happened that, like something, God forbid, happened to Togashi or whatever. Like, it actually is okay with Togashi, and we're going to be able to see the future of Hunter x Hunter in a different fashion, and I'm looking forward to it. Maybe now, I hate to say, but maybe now we'll finally have a real Hunter x Hunter release, and I can jump into it and catch up, because I'm like a little bit behind. I'm a bit behind. And something that I definitely wanted to talk about is Sasuke's story, aka Naruto Sasuke's story, the Uchiha and the Heavenly Stardust, or Sasuke Retsuden. Pretty much the manga that's been coming out. I want to say we're 5 chapters deep as of the recording of this thingy-majig or whatnot. So we've already been going for a little over a month, maybe a month and a half or something like that. Like, we've been going for quite some time, and if you remember, I was talking about that, this thing is so popular, and a lot of people were even kind of discrediting the Sasuke story and saying, no, you're gonna see it's gonna fall out of the top 10 after the first month. After the numbers come back, you're gonna see that you'll never see Sasuke's story nowhere close to the top. But here we are, quite a ways into, we're pretty much almost into 2023, and it's been a few months, and Sasuke's story is still top 3 biggest manga on Manga Plus right now. It's only behind Chainsaw Man and One Piece. It's over My Hero. It's over its, original, the main series in the Naruto Boruto franchise, Boruto. It's over everything at this particular point. I think that speaks volumes. I think that speaks a lot of that. Even now, new Naruto fans are born every day. Like, what do you think is happening when they switch the licenses around and all of a sudden Naruto is pulled off of X platform and now it's going to Hulu? A whole new fan base is being introduced to it, and they may have heard of it. They're checking it out. So new Naruto fans are being born every day. People that are just getting into manga, hearing about the legendary Naruto, they want to check it out. That is testament to, we're getting those people. We're getting the, hey, I like Boruto, let me go check out what Boruto's dad was all about. Oh god, those and then you got the legitimate people that is just like, yo dog, we here for it, we've been waiting for this. Because I don't know, man, it feels like if this was a real Kishimoto backed straight through the either sequel to Naruto, or even if it was just ongoing simultaneously with Boruto as a real thing, because unfortunately it won't be long lasting, it will be only a few volumes long. Sasuke's story, just, it would have been huge, because it doesn't have anything going for it right now outside of this manga adaptation. And look at what's happening, dog, where it stands right now as of the recording of this video. Again, it is at Chainsaw Man #1 with 869,000 readers, One Piece with 716,000 readers at #2, and Sasuke's story with 469,000 readers at #3, with My Hero nipping at its heels, but still nevertheless not that bad, man. And if you compare it to, again, all of these other behemoths that it is surpassing for a series that it's just a little side story, it's a testament to people want more Naruto and Sasuke, and hopefully in the future it also adds to, hey, what are we gonna do next in the franchise? Because it's sad that despite this being a big manga adaptation of something, it looks like Piro is treating it as some quaint relic of sorts that, hey, we're gonna relegate it towards it's gonna be adapted in Boruto, and based off the preview that we got, because we do actually have a preview for the upcoming Sasuke Retsuden adaptation, it's going to be rushed and very poorly put together, because I think the Boruto anime is preparing for like really good animation with the code stuff. But that is insane that this really dope manga is getting a horrible adaptation stuffed into a couple of Boruto episodes before we get back to canon. It's like, what are we doing here, people? I'm all for still supporting, like, yo dog, yeah, Boruto, but at this particular point, I think it's a testament to, at the very least in the West, Boruto right now just doesn't have what it takes to be what Naruto was. Boruto is nowhere close to what Naruto was in its heyday, so a lot of people are still like, well, we still rock with Sasuke, we still rock with the previous gen, we're running over there. It's a testament. I'm not trying to discredit Boruto, there's much of it I love, there was so many popular moments, but it's also very, very important that those popular moments in Boruto oftentimes aren't with Boruto per se, or are mainly relied upon of the previous gen Naruto and Sasuke fighting against Momoshiki, fighting against Urashiki, fighting against Ishiki Otsutsuki. Like, those are the moments that bring in a lot of people, and it's because both fandoms can collide. If only Boruto would be what Sasuke Retsuden is, or at the very least have subplots of what Sasuke Retsuden is, I think you could get that perfect marriage of bringing in Naruto fans, because Naruto fans really love that stuff. They just know that it's clouded with next gen stuff that they just don't want. A lot of people may have tried out Boruto, didn't like it. I get it, it's not for everyone, but if you stick with it, there is some really awesome stuff that goes a long way. And there it is. No, I'm sorry, I just can't really believe that Sasuke's story is the number 3 most read manga still. Like, it was at number 2 at one given point, only behind Chainsaw Man. What? Nani? And then last but not least, in case you don't know, there was a lot of people that were upset with the Chainsaw Man anime, and there was like a petition that was made to remake the Chainsaw Man anime, and it's been an absolute mess. There's a whole breakdown right here. It says comicbook.com, Chainsaw Man fans push back at petition asking for a new anime. When it comes to anime, it seems the industry is still a buzz about Chainsaw Man. If you didn't know, the series hit up TV this fall, and its season 1 finale went live earlier this week. This epic end caught everyone's eye, but not every fan was happy with what they got. Some have even gone so far as to petition for a season 1 redo after taking in the adaptation. And right now, well, it seems the fandom's pushing back on the request as a whole. Chainsaw Man did right by most fans, and netizens aren't letting this petition get in the way of new fans finding the anime. For those curious about the petition's roots, it comes from people who would like Chainsaw Man to get a new director. Ryu Nakayama acted as a series director at Studio Mappa, and this gig marks their first overall directing gig. According to this petition, fans were not impressed by Nakayama's work despite his time on Jujutsu Kaisen, and they like the studio to give Chainsaw Man a fresh start. Specifically, the petition critiques the show's cinematic direction and its comedic relief. Other notes in the petition roast Denji's performance, but they are not alone. The voice actors behind Toya and Makima are also nitpicked in this petition. And yeah, just a whole bunch of people were saying a whole bunch of wild stuff, and I'm like, well, damn, what more do you want from this Chainsaw Man anime? I thought they did a freaking phenomenal job. Even the way it was directed. Yes, what they're referring to directly, the director that put it together or whatnot. I thought it was a nice, different type of feel to a certain degree, especially in the beginning, and it met the manga. It eventually became what the manga ultimately is, and so many of the scenes was beautifully done. There's scenes where characters is just sitting down that they have the utmost animation. What more do you want from a studio? Like, people, I mean, I guess they maybe particularly don't like the style. Maybe they wanted like a affordable, I don't know, man. Maybe they wanted a 1-to-1, which Chainsaw Man's anime is close to. It's just a little bit of a feel difference, and it wasn't a bad feeling. It was like, okay, they making it a little bit more serious, focusing in a little bit more on these traumatic events, and it kind of works because Chainsaw Man is one PTSD roller coaster. But definitely let me know what you guys think about the 3 things we talked about. Again, Hunter x Hunter, Yoshihiro Togashi responding to it going on hiatus and switching from weekly to whatever release schedule they're going to come up with. What do you think they're going to come up with? Should it go Jump Plus, like V Jump? Like, where do you think they're going with that situation? Sasuke Sasuke's story being number 3, do you think that this is going to have to tell them like, yo dog, in the future make a better presentation and give it a better adaptation, because these numbers do speak volumes, and maybe might push them to say, yo, maybe we could get a, you know, previous gen new series simultaneous to Boruto. I'd like it. Imagine if they both crossed over too. That'd be fire. We'd love it. And the whole Chainsaw Man petition and fans fighting back against the petition, fans wanting a remake of Chainsaw Man's anime despite the fact that it was freaking epic and awesome. Like, what the hell is going on with anime fandom in 2022 going into 2023? Like, it is getting more nitpicky than it's ever been, and if Studio Mappa and Ufotable will keep on making these high quality products like, you know, Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen, it's gonna be a tough time for them and the industry in general to meet those expectations. It's damn near like the YouTube algorithm trying to hit, you know, click-through rates so that way your video is actually exposed more, because yeah, I don't know. Good luck. That's all I have for this one. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. Subscribe and hit that bell to get more. Yeah! Like, hit it. Come on, right here. Hit it. Somewhere. Yeah.
Lights be flashing and looking at me, such an odd unique, yet I'm so unique and you're looking at me. If the walls could talk, they would probably read me, and I'd probably say, bitch, get the fuck off me.